We're in a dating crisis because men have forgotten how to yearn. The art of poetry. Shakespeare for sure invented poetry to woo women. That was the goal of poetry way back when, was to woo a woman and get her attention. Where is that? When was the last time you heard of a girl being like, oh my God, he wrote me a poem? Yeah, that needs to be more commonplace and not like a ChatGPT AI generated poem, like a from the heart, messy, handwritten poem about how she smells like your favorite flower, about how she is the light of your life and the ray of sunshine that falls effortlessly through the window to caress your cheek on a cold winter day. Bring back the feeling that men pine over a woman. Bring it back. There is nothing more delightful and beautiful that I see in everyday life than a man fawning over his woman. It is beautiful. It's adorable. It's, dare I say, the natural order of things. Everyone loves it. If anyone looks at a man appreciating his woman and yearning over his woman and laughs at him or calls him, you're immediately on my list. That's disgusting. And I only see women appreciating that and fawning over that. The amount of women who I see fawning over a man who's fawning over their woman, we love to see it. If you see a guy on a skateboard with flowers in his hand, oh my God, bare minimum. Bare minimum. Bring back yearning as the bare minimum.
How the do men feel like chasing a woman is the right way to go? Do you know what chasing is? What chasing is?
No, tell me.
Chasing is you running up behind someone who is running the away.
Why are you running?
Right.
So why do you think it is okay for you to chase women when we're actually good on you? That's very much so weird behavior. Stop chasing me. Oh, the men, they just love to chase. They just love to chase. You love to harass? Because that's what you're doing. You're in my DMs every day. You calling my phone, you texting me, you pulling up, or whatever the case may be. Oh, it's the chase. It's the thrill. No, it's weird. Stop chasing me.
I didn't see this coming. Y'all ready?
Me and a male friend of mine, and he told me that as a woman, if you meet a man that don't have nobody around at all, nobody he's sleeping with, nobody he's seeing, more than likely he crazy. Something is wrong with him. And then I asked the question for men only, and some of y'all women answered. But anyway, and some of the men answered, no, we just, peace. And my thinking was that men, you done did all your cheating and hurt women and then ran through different women. Now y'all get older. Now you want to sit down somewhere and find peace in a woman when you've never provided peace.
Some guys who are alone, look at the guy. Is he healthy? Is he handsome? Is he working? Does he have a job? So if he's healthy, attractive, has a job, and he's alone, it's more than likely by choice. He's choosing peace over to have to pay for things, over to have to answer to someone, over have to check in, over have to provide, protect. Again, to each his own. If that's not what he want to do right now, he could just be taking a break, just focusing on himself, focusing on improving himself, focusing on the grind, focusing on saving. So maybe in 6 months or a year from now, he'll be back in the market a whole different person.
If a man leaves the relationship, he's never coming back. Let me cook for a second. A man will cheat on you. A man will shut down emotionally on you. A man will shut down physically on you. A man will cuss you out. A man might even grip you up. But when a man leaves, men don't leave. When a man leaves, it is over in every single way. And if he's leaving you, that's because he found something to replace you. He found something that he feels like in his heart is better than you, because men don't leave relationships to be alone. Because men don't believe that healing alone is the way that you get over a relationship. We believe that getting on top of another woman and building with another woman is how you get over a relationship. That's why we always get into relationships faster than women and get over past relationships faster than women, because before we leave, 9 times out of 10, we already got somebody to fill your shoes. So if you're dealing with a man and he left, that's over, baby. Respectfully.
I don't know how many times I've told these women, these men aren't going to compete for them.
Yeah, hey, can someone explain to me where the competitive men at? Like, I mean, the ones who have their energy of like a gladiator in a knight. Because as soon as you tell a man that you're dating, he folds like a piece of paper.
Told you. I told you. I told you. You ain't tell me.
And when a woman says that she's dating, it doesn't mean that she's just sleeping around or not being intentional. It means may the best man win. Embrace competition, boo. Thank you.
This ain't no movie, lady. These men ain't gonna be out here fighting for you like the 300.
This is Sparta!
These men ain't chasing y'all and fighting for y'all like they used to. But y'all don't believe me. Y'all still think these men are gonna jump in the ring and fight for you like it's WrestleMania. Well, you keep on believing that. You're gonna keep getting disappointed. There are some men out there who are willing to do all that, but it ain't many. So if you find one, you better hope you like him, because it ain't gonna be too many after him. These men know now when a woman likes you, she's not gonna expect you to go through the Hunger Games to get her. So you can keep making these PSAs all you want, but it ain't gonna change anything. These men ain't doing it. And you also said just because you're dating multiple men doesn't mean you're sleeping with them, which is true, but it doesn't mean you're not sleeping with them either. And these men aren't gonna keep spending their time and money trying to figure that out. So you can keep doing what you're doing, but just remember, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if you don't get a different result, there it is.
Most men don't lose women because they're bad men. They lose them because the moment uncertainty shows up, they start negotiating self-respect. A shift in tone, a little distance, silence that lasts longer than expected, and suddenly he's explaining, chasing clarity, trying to fix the emotional temperature. Not because he's weak, but because he was taught that effort earns respect. And it doesn't. Women don't respond to intention. They respond to what your behavior says about your self-worth. So when your emotional stability depends on her mood, you've already handed away the leverage. Attraction doesn't grow from reassurance. It grows from steadiness. From a man who doesn't panic when the energy shifts, who doesn't overinvest to secure approval, who doesn't stay where respect is fading. This isn't dominance, it's not manipulation, it's self-respect in motion. And here's the part that most men miss. You can't negotiate respect once it's gone. You either embody it or you exit calmly. And when a man stops betraying himself to keep access, games stop working. Emotional pressure loses its effect. What remains is either mutual respect or nothing at all. And nothing is better than being controlled. Comment the word respect down below and I'll send you my free training video on this. I appreciate all the support and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
If a man can't keep me alive in a post-apocalyptic situation, I don't want him. How are you even attracted to somebody who would just get pillaged as soon as the government fails to enforce the laws? You don't really love him because you can't. Because what you really love is the social contract that we all have right now that allows him to stay alive. As soon as the world fell, you wouldn't be able to love him because you guys would have been pillaged and you would have to choose a stronger man. I would also go as far to say is like, as a man, you can't fight, you can't shoot, you can't grow food, you can't fish, and you can't figure out how to get us any of those resources. What are we doing here? If none of those needs are met, then I might as well just go be with another woman because at least I'll have emotional security and stability while I'm fighting for my life with a lack of provision and stability.
All right, brother. Yeah, I see your ass over there playing stepdaddy. Being a good man, brother. Your ass just better be careful. Because in a minute, your ass not finna be able to go nowhere. Yeah, nigga, because that little boy over there, that son, he think you the one, brother. Yeah, but we both know the kid is not your son. Woo-hoo. Yeah, brother, the asking you where you at, where you going, what you doing. Now you got this little in your face talking about you gonna leave us, daddy. Yeah, go ahead and get the from out that situation, brother, for you end up stuck there forever. Go ahead and call me back, though, stepdaddy. Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie. As a man, one of the worst feelings that you can go through is choosing not to talk to a woman because you're not where you want to be in life. Like, you don't got your finances in order. You don't got the car you want to drive. You don't got the place that you want to live. Or talking to a woman, getting to know a woman, kind of dating a woman, whatever the case may be, and then you find out that you actually like her and she actually like you, but because you're not where you want to be at in your life, y'all really like start falling out down the line just because she may be where she want to be and you not where you want to be yet. So you kind of like, here, why she here? Yeah. And then you let some time go by You look up, boom, now she with somebody else.
You want to know the real reason she chose him over you? It's not what your friends are telling you. It wasn't his height. It wasn't his money. It wasn't his car. It was that he didn't need her. He had a full life before her, during her, and after her. You made her your world. He made her part of his. Women don't fall for men who orbit them. They fall for men they have to orbit a little themselves. If you're a man who is tired of watching women pick men who value them less than you would, DM me. You don't need to be worse. You need to be fuller.
And modern women don't seem to understand that men didn't forget how to do anything. They stopped. We're in a dating crisis because men forgot how to yearn. No, I stopped doing it because you don't know how to be respectful. I stopped doing it because you don't know how to reciprocate. I stopped doing it because you don't really like me like that. That's why I stopped doing it. Because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my energy. I'm sick and tired of embarrassing myself. Y'all want men to be outside your window at night with a boombox? Just, oh, please come out. Did you see that creepy guy? Get away. And the police show up. That's what y'all want. Oh, well, you know, I was feeling mad at him, so I went ahead and called the police, girl. Well, what happened to him? Well, he bailed himself out and he came right back over and did it again. And I called the police on him. I got a restraining order on him. But it's so romantic. He keeps on wanting to come over here and talk to me, you know. I guess I have that effect on men. No, I don't know what's wrong with that brother. He's mentally unstable. He's mentally unstable. He don't need to be around you. He don't need to be around nobody. He needs to be in therapy to figure out how to gain some self-respect. Because with modern women and the way they treat men, no amount of yearning is going to matter. No amount of begging is going to matter. They're going to have you out there looking like a fool, looking like you need to be in therapy, looking like you have some mental illness. When you told me that you wanted me to yearn, yeah, but not you. Well, how was I to know that? You kept on taking the gifts that I gave you. You kept on accepting my invites to go to dinner. How was I supposed to know that? Every single time I wanted to go do something, like say for instance, hey man, I'm going out of town, need a +1. Do you want to go? Yeah, sure. You accepted that. So how was I to know that you didn't really like me like that? You were doing, modern women do all the things to make it seem like they like the man. And then they actually don't like him. They just like his money and his resources. And when the man figures that out and he walks away, well, how come you're not yearning? How come you're not begging? How come you're not chasing no more? I think the answer is pretty obvious.
Passport bros phenomenon. If you don't know, passport bro is a black man who's decided that dating black women in America is too hard for him, so he needs to go out of the country and take his business elsewhere because the women here are taking advantage of him and we ain't worth nothing no way. So he's got to go get it elsewhere. The problem is not that you don't want to spend money on women. It's that you don't have enough money, which is what we have been saying all along.
I hate to say it, but Shorty right. The simple fact of the matter is, men in 2025, they don't got it like they used to. You feel what I'm saying? If we talking about top tier, high value men, those are far and few in between. Most men are not making over 100K per year, gang. And that's per year. And when we looking in the future and where dating is going, cooked, especially in North America. So, hey, if you single right now and you trying to find the best, and you a man and you trying to find the next best thing to do, me personally, I say go overseas, gang.
My man just don't be listening to me when I speak. Have you ever thought that maybe the way you approach a conversation and or your tone is just not appropriate? Let me tell you something that took me a while to learn. Submission is power. We as women are very emotional creatures, and not that there's necessarily anything wrong with it, but you have to make sure you're not operating from an emotional place. The moment that you put your significant other on the defense is the moment that he cannot be receptive. You can't be defensive and receptive. The conversation is already lost. Maybe give him his flowers and then offer a critique instead of hitting him with the, we gotta talk, or what the is this? Just because you're emotional doesn't mean that you could be disrespectful, because that's what that is. Maybe hit him with the, baby, I appreciate you and I don't ever want you to feel like I don't see you, but I would like you to do a little bit more of this. You see how I went from hood rat to wife? Baby, I really appreciate you and I like what you did the other day, but I did ask if you could do this and it didn't get done. That allows him a space to be more receptive and not feel like, damn, this is about to be another nitpicking ass conversation again. Let me sit down. You don't want to introduce the conversation and already be some type of irritation. Set the tone and keep it respectful. Submission is power.
When I first started interviewing women in London, I really thought that these women were not real. And my first experience actually was a clip that went viral when I was interviewing a woman that I had met briefly in LA, and she was talking about her standards in a man, and she told me she required a pretty expensive engagement ring. I think it was around $250,000. So again, I did not think these women existed. I didn't think they were real until I started interviewing women and asking them what their standards were. Today, I'm going to talk about a tweet that I saw from a girl named Michaela. Tweeted her ideal man, and she said he has to be 6 foot plus, good facial bone structure, 120 IQ, deep voice, funny, assertive, a cowboy personality, and income over 130,000. Optional, Ivy League educated and old money. I have talked to a 27-year-old Los Angeles surgeon, a 28-year-old 2 Ivy League degrees son of a diplomat, rich, flies to a different state for haircuts and tennis with friends, a 23-year-old 6'4" UC Berkeley grad making $350,000 per year, and a 25-year-old MIT athlete frat boy who's now working as an engineer. One of them proposed. So I have a couple questions for Michaela. I have a lot of questions about just how realistic this is. Maybe it's more realistic than I think. I don't know. I'm welcome to being proven wrong.
Women will not date you if you are broke. This post went viral a couple of days ago, and it's not hard to see why. Basically, a young girl saying that she only dates men who can pay for everything, and the amount of likes, as you can see, 300,000 plus likes, the amount of comments agreeing literally blows my mind. And this is what young girls are aspiring to. This is what young girls are seeing on social media and is thinking what they need to look for in a man in a relationship. As I've said before, social media has a lot to answer to, and this is just another example of young girls growing up thinking, do you know what I need to look for in a man? Not a man who's kind, not a man who's loyal, not a man who's going to be a good father, but a man who can take you on expensive trips and shower you with expensive presents. It doesn't matter if he's a complete a-hole, it doesn't matter if he treats you badly, it doesn't matter if he sleeps with other women, as long as he spends a lot of money on you. If you've got a bit of time today, try and locate this post and read through some of the comments, because literally you will be shocked to your core, or maybe you won't be shocked to your core, and that is even sadder. I don't want to have to pay for everything. I've had relationships where I've had to pay for everything. Like, I would like a man who's able to pay for himself. Of course, if you're married, your partner falls on hard times, loses their job or whatever, that's completely different. You're married, you're a partner. When I'm dating, I would like to date a man who could at least cover the cost of himself so that I don't have to pay for everything, because no one wants to feel like they're being used. But I would no way expect a man to pay for everything continuously when I'm dating that person, especially if I've got expensive tastes, which I do in some ways. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you as shocked as me? And as always, everyone have a great day. I'm gonna go put a jumper on now because it's bloody cold.
Why don't women inherently go with the guy that's best for them?
To keep it very simple, historically, we have been programmed to conform to being a victim. Women, we like to be the one that got done wrong. This is why we struggle with accountability. Most women chase bad boys because being with a bad boy allows you to end up being a victim at some point or another.
Why do they want to be victims?
It is programmed in us that poor me is some type of flex as a woman and as a mother, where the majority of the women right off bat I knew I was going to be a single mother. I knew. And being a single mother, being a woman, poor woman left with children to raise on her own. That is something that they get to flex off of. They believe it is a flex. That's why when I say it produces the worst product, the comeback is, well, he did it to me. The bad boys will allow, you're able to say, girl, I was with Tyrone, he in the street. Yeah, he took me out. It was exciting. There's the excitement side, but then there's always, if this doesn't work out with Tyrone, I have a story where Tyrone was the one that did me wrong.
Disrespecting him and expecting him to give you respect back is just crazy.
A man doesn't just become silent and distant overnight. He doesn't just stop communicating overnight. See, you keep talking about how his reactions are over the top, how he shouts at you, or he's toxic, or he's narcissistic, when truthfully he just became distant and started keeping his mouth shut. But you never ask why. You never asked yourself why. You can't go around disrespecting a man in front of his family, his friends, your family, your friends, and then expect him all of a sudden to be absolutely fine with you and communicate and talk to you. Maybe the problem isn't him alone. Maybe it's also you. And maybe the big question to why he's acting the way he is because you had a lack of accountability in anything you did towards him. Disrespecting him and expecting him to give you respect back is just crazy. A man doesn't just become silent and distant overnight. He doesn't just stop communicating overnight. See, you keep talking about how his reactions are over the top, how he shouts at you, or he's toxic, or he's narcissistic, when truthfully he just became distant and started keeping his mouth shut. But you never ask why. You never asked yourself why. You can't go around disrespecting a man in front of his family, his friends, your family, your friends, and then expect him all of a sudden to be absolutely fine with you and communicate and talk to you. Maybe the problem isn't him alone. Maybe it's also you. And maybe the big question to why he's acting the way he is because you had a lack of accountability in anything you did towards him.
I have no objection to men wanting the title of provider and protector if you actually walk the walk on that, because protection is not the potential for in your fantasy about an intruder, which in 99% of cases is never going to happen. You are not a protector if you do not independently research and know how to install and buckle your child's car seat properly. You are not a protector if you don't know who their doctor is, where to take them if they get hurt, the proper protocol or phone numbers for things like poison control or if they choke. You are not a protector when you teach your kids things like abstinence only and purity culture, which are proven to just be harmful. You are not a protector if you ever lay hands on your kids for any reason. And speaking of the typical invasion fantasy, you are not a protector if you have in your home and it is not unloaded and under lock and key.
Never text a man who ignores you, because from a man's perspective, if he's not answering you, then that is your answer. You don't need to double text. You don't need to check in with him to see if he's okay. You don't have to remind him that you exist. That is not your job, because the man who is actually meant for you, he's not going to make you feel this unwanted, make you feel this rejected. He will never make you feel this anxious. So please stop texting the man who ignores you and make room for the one who will love you. And if you want to know how to find the right guy without wasting your time on the wrong ones, go read my book, because I teach you exactly how to do that. It's in my bio.
In modern women, and I understand where Deja's coming from. Oh man, it's because you don't have enough money, this, and that. I'm not trying to have enough money for somebody who's never satisfied. Well, you have to have at least 100K, at least. That's bare minimum. You know, to keep up with me. I'm not trying to keep up with nobody. I'm trying to find somebody that wants to partner with me and help me go to the next level, and vice versa. I'm trying to go to the next level with them, and I want them to go to the next level with me. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody to put in blood, sweat, and tears like I'm going to do. And me not, okay, well, I'm going to put in blood, sweat, and tears when you put down 100K. So you put in blood, sweat, and tears, and then you put down 100K, and then I'll think about it. What? How many people are going to take that deal? None. You mean that I got to work my behind off, and then I got to give you 100K off top? Yeah, that's bare minimum to get in. That's bare minimum. You got to work all these years and then put up the money, and maybe you can ride this ride. Maybe you can have all this. No, it's not worth it. That's what men are saying. For all of the work that I put in and the money that I make, How about I just go somewhere and find somebody that likes me, and I can afford. If I was going into I don't know, Nordstrom or something like that, some high-end store. I don't know if Nordstrom is high-end, but they have a lot of expensive stuff. If I were going into some high-end store and I was like, I cannot afford this, I would probably walk out. This is nice, but I can't afford that, and go somewhere else. Oh, well, you ain't a real man because, and this is what women will say. Well, you're not a real man because of this. You can't afford me, this, that. And I can't, and I won't. And some men are like, yeah, I can afford that, but I'm not going to because my money is better spent elsewhere. I've been behind the scenes. I know what it looks like in these factories. I know what type of material they're using. This is the type of material that you can get wholesale. They're just putting their stamp or their logo on it and doing a markup of God knows how much percentage points. I don't want to pay that percentage. I don't want to pay that markup. So I'll go over here to the dealer and get something else. I'll go over here direct, wholesale, and get something else. That's pretty much what men are doing. Instead of paying the price or the markup that you guys have, they say, I just go to another store and get something that's in my wheelhouse.
Eye contact is a really big way that women try to communicate that they think you are attractive and they're interested. This is part 84 of Harsh Sister Advice, where I explain things to men as if they're my brother. Because women typically don't really want to take the lead, they might not want to come up to you and start a conversation. But just because they're not starting it doesn't mean they don't want to have it. And as a guy, you should feel comfortable and confident enough to walk up to a girl and start a conversation. If that's not you and you don't feel comfortable or confident to start a conversation, here's what you're gonna do. When you're out in public, practice conversation. Talk to strangers, men and women. Put yourself in this uncomfortable situation over and over until it becomes more normal to you. Until it becomes natural to you. And eventually, comfortable. If you're in a bar setting and a girl is looking at you, go up and talk to her. If you think she's cute, especially go up and talk to her. But I think equally as important, if you don't think she's that cute, but she seems to be interested in you, I'm gonna tell you to still go up and talk to her. You know why? Because you're getting the reps in. You're getting used to the walk up. The first question you're gonna ask, introducing yourself. Are you shaking her hand? All of these questions are gonna start to get answered for yourself. This way, when you see a girl who's a little bit more attractive to you, a little bit more intimidating, and she keeps looking at you, giving you these flirty eyes, you're not gonna be like, oh no, I've never dealt with this before. What do? I can't go up to her and start talking. What am I gonna say? This is why you're gonna practice starting conversations, whether you think someone is that attractive or not.
Nobody fights harder for full custody than a woman who wants to maintain control of the children, control of her ex, and control over money she didn't earn. I'm not talking about it from a woman's point of view. I'm talking about custody and child support from a father's point of view and from an unbiased point of view, because I'm not the mom. So when we talk about custody and we talk about child support, I'm talking about it from the father's point of view. And yes, not everybody has been through the same things, but when I discuss fathers' rights, it is because fathers have gone through the things that I've spoken about. Fathers go through getting over in court by baby mamas. Fathers get over in court through child support. Fathers get parental alienation thrown at them by disgusting, hypocritical, nasty moms. So yes, I have no idea what everybody's been through, but if you're coming to my page and talking it is only because you are claiming to be a victim, and I don't allow that on my page. You want to be a victim on your own, not on mine. Don't come on my page and go, you are so rude. You have no idea what people have been through. I do know what people have been through. And that's why I speak on it. I know what men go through daily, dealing with women like you. Yes, I do know what some people go through, so that's what I speak on. If you don't like it, take your fat somewhere else. I don't give a
So I'm just going to say something, and it may or may not be controversial, but this is from my own personal experience, so take it with a grain of salt. Look, a lot of men are shady and they're going to cheat, whether it's physically or just emotionally. It doesn't matter. It's the same. You might as well risk going into a relationship with someone that is actually stable financially than going into a relationship where someone does not have it figured out and goes 50-50 with you on absolutely everything, because those men are capable of cheating as well. And if they do cheat, you come out of the relationship with a loss. They've wasted your time. You've also lost money. And moving forward, I will not be going 50-50 with a guy, because my last 3 exes were 50-50 guys and both weren't faithful. Not only did I lose valuable time that I can't get back, especially being a girl and having a biological clock and wanting to get married, I also lost money. And hey, by all means, if you want to go 50-50 with a guy, okay, I just hope that you truly know him. He's not out there cheating on you, even if it's meeting girls in person, taking their numbers and Instagrams, talking to them on the side while he's in a relationship with you, or doing things that is so disrespectful to you and the relationship.
Men get caught cheating more often than women.
Does that mean they cheat more?
No, it means they get caught cheating more. You know, I know people love statistics, and I know that you know, guests have a tendency to come on and say, well, 72% of people who are... there are certain things that I just don't think you can accurately track, because unless you have real reliable data, and I don't really consider self-reporting surveys that good of a data, because they tell you a lot about what people would like to think they believe, or that people would like to be perceived as believing, or the kinds of people that fill out surveys, what they might have to say. Everything I'm saying is based on what I've observed in 25 years of facilitating the demise of marriages. This is direct observation. I've thrown a little of my own sort of experience onto that. I mean, facts all come with points of view, but I'm very careful to not, you know, be like speculating. I'm really looking at what's in front of me. Men and women both cheat. Men cheat in just more scattershot, stupid ways than women do. When women cheat, in my experience professionally, it's like more like a professional hit. And it's usually an indication of it's the absolute end of this relationship. The relationship is over, and this is either a soft place to land, or it's sort of a final opportunity for this person to solidify, this woman to solidify in her head that, yeah, this thing is over. Whereas men, I've really had hundreds at this point of men sit across from me who've been caught in an affair, or sense that they're about to get caught in an affair. And they say to me, like, yeah, this had nothing to do with my wife. Like, I love my wife. It had nothing to do with that. It just, I don't know. I don't know why I did what I did. I just did it.
Once a man gets a taste of Jezebel, it's really, really hard for him to want to pursue a Ruth anymore. Some Christian men are not pursuing Christian women right now because some of them are still attracted to Jezebel and Delilah. Yes, I said it. It is going to be very, very hard for a Christian man to want to pursue a Ruth or an Abigail if he's still attracted to Jezebels and Delilahs. I don't know if you remember or not, but we're literally in a spiritual war right now, and the enemy does not want you to get married, sis. The enemy does not want your husband to be attracted to you. Let's take Samson, for instance. Samson was attracted to the very women he was called to deliver the Israelites from. He was attracted to the Philistine woman. His father literally said, Samson, why don't you choose a woman from your own tribe? Samson didn't want to. He was so consumed with the Philistines and the Delilahs, even though there was a good woman within his own people that would have been great for him. Do you think that's not happening today? There is a man that the Lord has ordained for you, but oftentimes the enemy may want to send him a Jezebel or a Delilah so that he no longer wants to be attracted to the Proverbs 31 woman. And because of that, you need to continuously pray. Lord, change his appetite. Lord, if he's attracted to a Jezebel right now, change his appetite so that he can be attracted to what's actually good for him. So instead of complaining, get into your prayer closet and start praying. And that's when you're going to see some real change.
Don't make the mistake of being so understanding and forgiving that you overlook the fact that you're being disrespected. Okay? Because at some point, it's not maturity. Okay? It's self-neglect with good intentions. Okay? You're not being patient. You're being convenient. Okay, there's a difference between grace and tolerance, and you've been mixing them up. Okay, explaining someone's behavior doesn't excuse it. You can understand why someone acts the way they do and still decide you don't want to deal with it. You know, those two things can coexist. It's okay. Being kind doesn't mean being quiet all the time. Okay? Being forgiving doesn't mean being available for nonsense. Okay, so if someone keeps crossing the line and you keep moving it, that's not growth on your part. Okay, that's training them. So yeah, be empathetic, be understanding. All of those are good things. And just don't be so evolved that you forget to respect yourself. Okay, because peace shouldn't cost you your dignity.
Do girls like to be approached in public?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Oh, definitely, 100%. If they think you're cute, it's okay. And I know that's subjective because how are you supposed to know? But 80 to 90% of the time, don't bother a bitch unless she gave you eyes like 3 times. Like if she like, whatever. And even if she did, be like nice and respectful and chill about it.
I think it depends on the approach. I think the fact that there's now an uprise in dating apps has really discouraged guys from going up to girls in public. But I think if you're like at a bar, like there's nothing wrong with getting approached by a guy. And I think guys should definitely shoot their shot if you're out and about. As long as it's not in a creepy way, it's just more personal and you could kind of get a feel for the person as opposed to just Instagram or like a DM. And it feels more organic. That's the word.
Okay, so this guy texts me, right, and I let the sit for like 2 weeks, right? I forgot, honestly. And then I went to text like somebody else. And you know how if you have an iPhone and you start texting somebody's name in like the search thing or whatever, it'll bring up everybody's name that starts with that or similar or whatever. And I saw his name. I was like, oh, let me text his ass back. So I text back, right? Just 2 weeks later, I text back. And I went to sleep, whatever. The next day, I was like, oh, he didn't text me back. And then I text one other time and let it sit for like an hour. And he didn't text back. I was like, oh, yes, can you protect your peace? Because I'm not going to be peaceful with none of you niggas, but yes, go off.
And I really appreciate, there was a woman, she was talking about what fathers go through in court. You know, the whole process of custody and child support from a man's viewpoint, from a father's viewpoint. And women in the comments talk, why are you saying that? We go through so much. Yeah, maybe you do, and you probably do, but so do men. And that's what men keep on saying. There's going to be some bums out here. As men, oh, that guy's a bum. Men understand that. But what men don't understand is why is. What makes it to where every man is a bum? And the woman is okay. Well, I'm doing this to fight for my kids, and I'm doing everything that I can, and you guys just don't really understand me, and that's when they break down, and the whole neighborhood got to feel sorry for them and bring them over a dish to make them feel better and all that other nonsense. You're lying. You need to take some accountability. Modern women will go to court. They will be in the gym. They will be in church. They will be on the job. And they will be lying on a man. He didn't do this. And he needs to give that. And he's not supporting this. Lying. And that's what she was speaking up for. Baby moms and women who are mentally unstable, who think everything is about them, continuing to lie on men. Get a grip.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Just maybe. But I firmly believe someone that doesn't respect your time doesn't respect you. Now the caption is, I made us late and now we're driving in silence, but my hair is cute though. And it seems innocent until it's in reverse. Until she got somewhere where she needs to be, right? And you pull some like that. You show up late or fashionably late and you say some like, hey bro, I'm late, but at least I'm fly. I am sure the conversation is going to be different. Keep in mind, there's no way you want me to believe that she's taking this situation serious because she made a whole TikTok about it. He's driving pissed off next to her and she's making a secret TikTok and posting it for the world to see. And I'm almost 100% sure if he got a TikTok, he gonna see the video. There's no way there's a high level of respect in that relationship. I refuse to believe it. Like I said earlier, maybe it's just a personal thing for me, but that's something I just can't f with. A woman that is late or constantly late, I can't do it. And trust me, I understand things happen. Sometimes you run into a situation and things don't go accordingly, and sometimes you're a little bit behind. I fully understand that. And that might be that situation at hand. But for the women that are chronically late, nah, I can't do it. Because not only is it disrespectful to me, it shows your poor time management in the worst way, which in turn is going to affect our relationship later on down the road if we make it that far. Not giving a about someone else's time, especially if it's something that you have to go and support him with, shows how much you value him in that relationship. Because I'm sure if it was a girl's trip or if it was an after party for her favorite celebrity, she was not going to be late, bro. But you know what? That's just me. That's just my personal opinion. And like any other video, I ain't got to listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. I keep the change.
I just saw this girl on TikTok say that being single in your 30s is like going to a restaurant with a group of friends and everybody gets their order, but yours doesn't come. And then like, while, you know, then you're wondering like, why isn't my order here? I just ordered a salad. And at some point, maybe like, you know, you've ordered salad before, but the chicken was undercooked. And so it was like, you know, right salad, wrong time, and just all of that. I would like to add to that narrative, and it is that dating in your late 30s is like, I've ordered from the same restaurant and my order just hasn't come in, or just the order was never right. Now that I make a little bit more money, I'm going to go to a different restaurant, a more upscale restaurant, and I'm going to order exactly what I want, but then you're telling me that it doesn't exist.
So the question is, why are there so many single people who are not interested in dating? And ladies, we got these men shook because all they hear is how much money they should be spending on these dates. So look, if you got a $300 minimum that you feel like a man should be spending on a date, and the man take out 2 women in 1 week with that same mentality, that's $600 that he spent on dates with women that he don't even know that he like yet. And understand that a rich man will spend the money because he'll spend as much as necessary to get what it is that he wants from you because he got it. So our focus should be, is he a protector? Is he a provider? How does he treat his kids? How do he treat his mama? It's so many other things that we could be focused on. Now, there is a caveat. Men, if you broke, you shouldn't be dating. Let's just start there. Women, same thing. If you broke, you shouldn't be dating. Get your life together first. So if you built a lifestyle and you are able to afford a lifestyle of your own, I am not saying go get you a man and find you a man who is broke, but the focus should not be how much he can spend on dates. The focus should be everything that has to do everything with his personality and how he treats you. What y'all think about that?
I said, ideally, the most convenient way to secure a provider man is to get him while he's still in the making. I know all the dating coaches, femininity coaches are telling all the young ladies, I'm speaking to the ladies about age 19 to like 24. They're telling all the young ladies that they should go for a man 15, 20, 25 years older than them, a man that's already established. I think it's more convenient for the younger ladies to find someone around their age that are going somewhere, build with them. That's my opinion. Now, the caveat is, here's the caveat, very important. You need to be able to discern, young lady, 19 to 23, 24. You need to be able to discern the traits that inevitably will probably be wealthy in their life. For example, delayed gratification. Is he disciplined? Is he diligent? Is he intelligent? Does he have a good head on his shoulders? Is he accountable? Is he responsible? Those traits inevitably, I feel, will probably make a lot of money in the future, and he'll be able to provide a nice life for you. Now, please don't come in my comments saying, oh, well, you could build with him, catch him while he's young, and he can still cheat, mess around, whatever. That's fine. That's a different video for a different day. We must stay focused. That's not what we're talking about right now. Those traits you need to look for. I believe on top of those traits I mentioned, he should be God-fearing. I know some people, I have all kinds of people following me. I know some of y'all don't care about that. Some of the ladies, you don't care if he's God-fearing or not. It's my humble opinion that I think you should care, but if you don't care, whatever. Get it how you live. At least have those traits that I mentioned. Delayed gratification, disciplined, diligent, intelligent, good head on your shoulders, responsible, accountable. That kind of man is likely to be wealthy in the future, okay? So do that.
If the woman is the prize, what would that make the man?
The wallet.
Yeah.
I can wear pants. I can wear a top that shows most of my body. And I continue to do so because of all the women who fought for that. Women got the right to vote 102 years ago. That's it. There are women older than that on this planet who were not able to legally vote for the leadership in this country. We do this for them. We wear the for them. We do what we want. We have whoever we want for them because we are still continuing to fight every single day. I am constantly hit on at my place of employment, my professional place of employment. I am treated like a child or like object every single day of my life. And I'm going to keep on fighting to make that not happen, or to make that so that I can feel safe being able to look as I do.
Satan really hates it when women submit to their husband and reject feminism, and what Satan hates is good for society. That's why most women hate the word submission, because they've been programmed to fear that word, but in the Word of God, it says that women just submit to their husbands just like husbands submit to Jesus Christ. So it's just the natural order of things. It's not that you submit to your husband and he can do whatever he wants. He also submits to God, but that's the hierarchy. God, husband, wife, children. So ladies, yes, you should submit to your husband. There is nothing oppressive about this. Submission doesn't mean you're lesser than, it just means you respect your husband and you trust him to lead the family and be the head of the household. Submission actually takes strength, it's not weakness. My goal is to teach women how to become feminine, godly wives. If this is something you're interested in, give my page a follow.
Ladies, I don't know if you know this, but you're losing the plot right now. This main character energy that a lot of women have, where you feel like everything has to revolve around you, well, men are removing you from the topics that they care to discuss, be around, or have any interactions with. I mean, if you can't tell, just look at the racing, the runners clubs, all of that stuff that they're doing right now. You literally have identifiable bracelets for people to say if they're single, because women want to know who the single men are in these groups so that they have an opportunity to talk to them and approach them. That is pure madness. If a man wants to get your attention, he will, which tells me that the men are not approaching women and for their own very valid reasons. You have made yourself unapproachable. You have made yourself undesirable. Instead of being the person that they would want to approach, you've basically told them they're wrong. They're damned if they do. They're damned if they don't. You label them. You make it so that men are uncomfortable. If a man approaches you and he doesn't happen to be the guy that you want, then I guess he's some sort of, right? That's the rhetoric that you guys were running around with not that long ago. So now men are trying to find spaces where women are not. I have been scrolling on TikTok and I saw a few guys now who have created their own home gyms so that they can avoid being around women who are not fully dressed. You have made men so uncomfortable that now they don't want to approach you. And they don't even want to be in your space. They're building spaces for themselves to congregate so that they don't have any opportunity to be approached by you. And we're still not going to own the fact that we've got accountability in that. Ladies, you better fix it quick. I'm not out there in these streets, but I'm hearing it's not easy. So obviously, whatever you're doing, it's not working.
How old are you?
21.
23. How long you been together?
Never.
Never ever. So how'd you meet each other?
We're friends from school.
I just met her from my friend,
yeah, like a friend of a friend.
Yeah. So would you say you're attracted to each other?
Why are you taking so long?
Are you attracted to me?
No.
I'm gonna say yes. So let's say he wanted to get some tonight. What would he need to do?
Nothing, 'cause I'm not doing that.
If you guys were in the talking stage, would it be okay for him to go on dates with other women?
Yeah. But we're not.
And I really like what Self-Checkout was saying. There was that woman who was sitting in the car, and the man, she was talking about, we're driving in silence because I made us late, but my hair is cute though. Instead of reading the room and saying, I'm really sorry about that, she's just gonna pull out her phone and make a TikTok about it instead of reading the room. Now we're discussing modern women taking or carrying the load, the emotional labor, the mental load, I carry the emotions all the time, and it's so hard. That's what we're discussing. That's what they keep on trying to tell us. That's what they keep on trying to tell us they're doing. But we have modern women do. This is not something that's a one-off thing. Modern women do stuff like this all the time, to where when it comes to their feelings and the things that they want, the things that they need, then the man's got to be all ears. Turn the game off, turn the TV off, turn the lights off, except for the one that is shining down on her in the spotlight. You even need to be in the dark. Close your eyes so you can focus on what she's saying. And then open your eyes and look deep into her eyes and say, your feelings are valid. It's going to be okay. Like a robot, your feelings are valid. That's what you need to be doing. But when it comes to what a man thinks is important, just like he was saying, when it comes to what a man thinks is important, what a man likes, what a man needs to do, then all of a sudden, my bad. We get there when we get there.